Hello and welcome back to Oak City. This is our Plains and Prairies episode number 27. Today we are going to be heading out with what should be our largest harvest month so far on the farm. So we have 5 fields to take down, varying in size. All of them are pretty decent in size. We do have one smaller field, but other than that, we have quite a bit to go. Well, and I guess one small, so 2 small fields and 3 decent sized fields. Go with that. Actually, there's going to be a balance out, but it's going to give us a chance to get out pretty much every type of harvester we have going so far, and then some. We do have one field we're going to have to fertilize, and quite a bit to sell off. So I think just in order to get all of the harvesters out of here, probably the first thing we're going to start with is the fertilizer. So we'll jump in that, I think. Nope, we're not going to jump in that. We're going to jump in the one next door. Let's jump in there. There we go. See if we can get this out of the garage here without having too much bent equipment. There we go. Alright, we'll turn around and top this one off. We are going to be sending it all the way up to the wheat field that we planted last month, and then we will grab harvesters and start heading out. We're going to turn around and refill this with fuel and fertilizer both before we head on out. First one we will be sending out here is the fertilizer sprayer. So we are out in the field there. You can see we have 50% fertilized, 67% on the yield bonus at this point. So we are going to try to put a worker on this one so we can get a lot of other things going on at the same time. Headlands is just spraying, so not going to worry about doing too much there. Let's turn around and we'll jump back. Jump back over to the farm there quick. And then we'll grab out another one of the harvesters. So here we are going to jump in and grab the green beans first. Working the hedgerow here, we'll just get a kind of an idea how things are going to get started. I think yield-wise, we're going to be able to pull probably most of this field in this one, so we won't worry too much. And there we go. Clean up the rest of that a little bit later on. Not too worried about missing 1 or 2 plants here, obviously on a green bean field size this size. We're gonna yield quite a bit on it. Should be a pretty simple one. This one we've done before. Here we are rolling by both fields we're actually going to harvest. So we do have the big sunflower field over here to the right that we will be taking on. Ooh, that was close. Going to be taking that one on second. Going to run down the cornfield here first. Is going to be the idea. Corn flour production has stopped. Not that we have a lot of corn flour already made, so we're not that we're actually, this is gonna be in the way. I should have done that. New plan. Let's not leave things in the way. Let's do it the easy way. This field across the road here is not in use and just chilling, so we're gonna be using some of that space is what we'll do. Get that to start unpacking. See if we can find our corn head in here somewhere. There we go. Grab that up. Boy, these tinted windows. At the end of the day, that was a mistake. I like it for the outside look. The inside look, I do not. Alright, we'll drop that down, turn that on quick. Just gonna get this field opened up here. AI worker has completed their task. How could the AI worker, what AI? Oh, the fertilizer probably, huh? Field is fertilized. You gotta give it credit. That sprayer is definitely fast. Alright, come in here. Headlands, yes. Yeah, we're just gonna do one. So you always do something funky when you tell them to do two. So we'll just turn it around and set it on one. We'll supervise this here. Check that that is what's done. See if we can actually just get that to drive back to the farm without us having to deal with it. Somewhere in here, hopefully, and you'll be able to make it. Never know. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Of course, you're going to go down the hedgerow the pain in the butt way, because now if you fill up, you'll be into the field, and you're missing corn. What's going down with you, man? Underway and going, that's what matters. Couple of corn stalks getting left behind for the crows in this one, that's for sure. But doing its thing. Nice corn harvest. Can't see anything out of the cab in the cornfields. It's crazy. Nice wide swath this one's cutting though. Actually a whole extra row out there, it looks like. And yet it was still missing some. That's kind of weird. Should work along just fine. I don't know that we're going to get the hedgerow all in one there. We're going to have to get some trailers out, obviously, to empty those along the way, which is going to promote a problem because we actually only have the one trailer, though. I don't know if this one's going to need a trailer or not. We're definitely going to need a trailer up at that cornfield, so I guess we'll want to get the cotton harvester out there too. Actually, saving the best harvester. No, not really the best harvester. I don't know. Saving the one I really want to get to use though, because I haven't used it yet. So, gonna turn around and break this out and head it up to that cotton field we were able to buy. Oh, there's the sprayer on the way back. Turn around and avoid that one. Let it go on by. Little slower trip out to the field in this one at 20 miles an hour, so we will be just kind of heading out and taking it easy, but we'll catch up when we get out there to the field. Our long drive is coming to an end here. We are up. It's weird, there's no fence on this road, so not on that side. Alright, well that is going to be our target field right there. So we will turn around and unpack this. See what we get out of this one. First time out in the field. Big cotton harvester. Alright, turn around. Oh, wait, stop. Nope, stop. Alright, we did not want to turn around and start you. We want to go in here. Yeah, we're going to get 2 hedgerows. Bam. Alright, let's drop that down. Turn. Yeah, turn you on. Are you on? Wow, that thing is really quiet. It's quiet or it's not on. Alright, what's the deal? It's on. There we go. Yeah, just really quiet. It's too bad it's not a little louder, I guess. Would be my thoughts on it. Serious. Just let's go and hit it. Are you not on? There we go. Alright, we'll pick up from there. So 6 miles an hour, we do get a nice wide swath, a 10.5 meter swath, so that's going to pay off. It's definitely going to take some time. As I said, we're going to end up owning several of these as we get into bigger cotton fields, but the swath is definitely doing a nice work. Happy with that. It's twice as wide, just about twice as wide anyway, as like the normal or the base game harvester, if you will. Great job. Take a look on the inside. Nice and clean. Is it still brand new and doing its thing? Not bad. We can definitely turn that off. We don't need it. Although I don't know. What do we got? Probably have a lot of options here. Should probably take a look at some of those along the way. Just back up there and good to go. I'm assuming we're good to go there. Cruising along. Getting in a little cotton. Let's go ahead and look at some of the options. Unload the bale. Turn on automatic bale drop. That will want on for sure. Yeah, you can reset the bale counter, all of that stuff. Switch to passenger seat, so that's cool. Passenger seat. Bring a buddy along if you want to. That's kind of cool. Took a good look at it again from the outside there. The tracks are super cool. Happy with the tracked cotton harvester for sure. That's a winner. So with that, sounds like our bucket over there is full. So what we're going to turn around and do is turn this over to an AI worker, which I suppose is now going to confuse him again because we did not get through the hedgerow. So they'll probably drive around and do who only knows what, but we're going to have to jump back, grab a tractor and a trailer, and then get up there so we can get that emptied. Swinging into the field here for our first offload of corn. Whoa, yeah, we're going to overshoot. Shut that down, let that sit there. Hopefully everything lines up, otherwise we're going to end up buying another trailer to turn around and keep the pea harvester going. We will also need a trailer to come up and pick up the cotton bales. Well, a tractor with the trailer, though we do actually already have the trailer, so that shouldn't be a big thing. Turn around and take a peek over here. Yeah, why is it running in the pre-chamber when it's already got one in? Oh, that's different. Okay. So it runs stuff in the pre-chamber and then shoves it all into the chamber. That's a little bit different than the other one works, I think. But still doing its thing. Looks like we're going to get the 10,000 liter bales out of that. So that's positive. What is this? There's hay right in the road. We can turn around and take care of that probably quick. Jump in here. Somewhere there's just straight up dirt. We need dirt. No grass. Just dirt. Alright. We can paint that over on the road. Get rid of that. Cool. Cleaning up a little mess there along the way. Probably going to get rid of some of those bushes down there on that field entry too, because they are kind of just all super in the way. So that definitely going to make an improvement to the base cotton harvester. A little bigger unit there, getting a little more done. Have to say that is a positive. Looks like we're wasting one row there. It could actually be a little more efficient, but doing a good job nonetheless. That's for sure. And then the track should keep us from having any kind of problems out in the fields. We'll go down and take a look at how our green beans are coming along. think those are the 3 harvesters we're going to be able to run. Well, they are all 3 of the harvesters we have currently, so could start thinking about picking up another combine. We could be running both fields at the same time. Not sure. Then we'd actually have to pick up another corn head too, because that, or a sunflower head specific. But I think time-wise, these machines should work out okay. It looks like we have a good chunk of decent weather for quite a while here, so it's going to hold up. So I think we'll just kind of keep everything at work and keep things dumping, and we'll just kind of keep updated as the totals start coming in. About to make another routine dump on the combine here, or for the combine here, just trying to keep it running up and down the field as much as possible, as it's still got to get over to another sunflower field, or the sunflower field as it were. We will just be coming in here and trying to grab one more offload. A little bit close. There we go. Just cruise with it down the field here a little bit. As I said, just keeping this one running is the idea. If we can keep it from stopping at all, totally consider that one a win. So running down with it a few times here whenever possible. Hasn't stopped yet. Making good progress, chewing up the field nice and fast. Alright, we're all over the place, so we'll just let it go. Finish out the end there. 150,000 liters on board. I do think we're probably going to end up having to dump this trailer in the process of running the field. I'll be shocked if we actually have enough to hold it. 90% yield across this field, so pretty good yield bonus on this one. Sunflowers should yield pretty decent too. Those sunflowers I don't think yield anywhere near as much. Do have the cotton trailer up here now staged, just kind of letting the cotton picker do its thing. Peas still down there, green beans, excuse me, still down there doing its thing. We can turn around and take a look. Almost getting finished up there, so that'll probably be our next one to finish, and we'll just kind of see what the totals are as they're in. Alright, here we are, just finishing up the last of the cotton here. Not exactly sure how that's going to work with the final bale, as I haven't, first time using it. So we do have the 4 cotton bales out on the field, which is pretty convenient because our cotton trailer holds 5 bales. So whatever we get or are able to unload from this machine, we should be able to haul off there. Where that's in the pre-chamber, I am not exactly sure how that's going to work. So we'll pick that up. Turn off the auto drop, and then we will, is it straight to unloading the unfinished bale? Yeah, looks like it is. So okay, so the pre-chamber just kicks over there. That makes it nice and easy. Sweet. Drop that there, and we can drop that down there. Very nice. And then we can fold up the machine there. Everything working as it's supposed to there. Finally got the cotton harvester dirty there. The first of many uses, I'm sure, but a great job done there. So let's turn around. We'll jump over, check on the corn harvester quick. Doing just fine. That'll give us a chance to actually come over here and go ahead and pick up some of these bales. Let's go ahead and see how the bales trailer is going to work here. should swing that out there. Alright, let's go see about picking up one of these big bales. Assuming we're going to come in at it something like that. Alright, that's working convenient. Okay. Can handle that. Scoots it down for the next one. Let's go ahead and grab up the next one here. Gonna be a lot of weight on the trailer. Bales, 30,000 liters. I guess they're 10,000 liters per bale, so not going to be actually too crazy. And see if we can get this last one. Successful. Put this into transport mode, and we will swing this down quick to our bioplastics, I think. See how the offload goes down there. So here we are trying to roll in for our first cotton drop. We'll just have to see. Yeah, we're just gonna have to see how all of this goes. Actually trying to come in here about as crooked as possible. Probably not helping out. Alright. And then we will try to just see what an offload does here. First time bringing cotton in here, so one never knows. Unload the bales. Interesting, because the bales are not disappearing. Alright, let's go. We'll leave that right there for the time being. Come back here and see what's doing with any of the bales. Okay, there we're getting bales to disappear. Okay. Just a little funky how it's eating them. But it is eating them. That's the important part. Right? Looks like they kind of need to be in a spot. Alright, there we go. Cool. Bales are all in there. Let's go ahead and get this started. Ooh, cotton. That's going to be our glucose acetate. So going to be a first start there. 100,000 liters is what it holds. Wait. 44,000. Yeah, I suppose because we had the 4 full bales and then the partial. So that's going to do that. Let's get that packed up. We'll get this backed out of the way, and then we will turn around and go get the corn. Here we are. So 250,000 liters of corn coming off of the field so far. We do have the combine still going on that. Going to pull a couple more rows off of there, probably 30,000 liters maybe. So we're going to be into that, 270,000 liters of corn range off of there. So we'll turn around and get this down. This is just going to get dumped into the bioplastics, and then whatever is left is going to go into our grain for our corn tortillas. for the rest of the year. Obviously 250,000 liters, 270,000 maybe total. Gonna do decent amount of stock for now, especially where we already have corn flour, you know, en masse. So we should have enough corn to keep the at least our corn tortilla operation up and running for the year. So we'll turn around and go and get these dumped. Still gonna have to empty some more corn off of that field, and then we'll catch up at that point where we're gonna swing it over to the soybean field. So that's when we'll catch up with that combine. We do also have the green bean harvester is done, which we'll actually take a peek as we empty that, because we'll have to get that switched over for working another field as well. Here we are, bringing in our green beans to market. Gonna turn around and push as much of these into the reserve food factory as we can. Whatever we don't have room for in there, we are just gonna turn it around and sell. Not gonna store any of these if we can't fit it all in here, but hopefully we can get that done. Go, zero money made for our effort. So it does actually look like we are going to top out with 128,000 liters left. So plenty of overage on our way, but we knew that was going to be the case. This was kind of like that sneak extra crop we could get in before we switch over to seasons. We knew that. So we were going to have a little bit extra, which makes the argument we could store it. We're not going to do that. We just want to see how things are going to come out when we end up with, on the seasons. All right, we want to unload. Oh, we have to stick the pipe out, I suppose, for it to let us unload. Not gonna do what I'm looking for until we do that, probably. Do you not let us sell green beans here? There's no way we can't. We gotta be able to sell these here. We may have to dump these into a trailer before we can sell them there. I guess I've never actually tried to sell them there, you know. Now that I think about it. Wait a minute, let's take a look. Before we just go run it off, let's figure out if we can see what the deal is, whether it buys them or it doesn't buy them. Green beans, little market, it says that it buys them. So one way or another, these should go in there. I'd be shocked if they don't. This thing buys everything. There we go. Just were lined up good. That's awesome. Winner, winner. We're driven off for absolutely nothing. Oh, $327,000 worth of green beans. So that is definitely a winner for the month. Wow. I'm going to turn around and make a significant amount of money. So we are going to have to get this machine back, get the head swapped out, as we do have another field for this one to head out to. So as you can see, we do have the head swapped out here. Oop, catching the fence. We did swap out the head for the beet harvester here. So we should be dropping that down. Unfolding that. This one we are not going to mess around. We're just going to turn loose the AI. We're going to have to get a trailer up here to dump this for sure. Sugar beets add up fast. So we will cut that guy loose right there. Turn around and take a look at where we're at over here. We do know that our corn harvester is full, or not quite full. Take that back. You're not quite full, right? Yeah, no. Just about full, so we got to get this dumped off. Oh, you can see what it was coming down here to do. We'll grab that since it didn't do it. We'll do it. Grab the little bit that was missed there. There's a winner. Might as well grab these last couple while we have it fired up and the room in the hold there for it. So then we will off that, head this over, get it dumped, and then we're gonna just turn around and put it right into the soybean or the sunflower field, excuse me, not soybeans. But we'll get this dumped into there. Then we're gonna have to get that trailer dumped because it's the only thing we have to keep these tractors working. So this could be interesting. This could be the portion where we do actually have to go pick up another trailer. Actually, so far we've gotten by with just having one, but if we're gonna have both of these working at the same time, I don't know that we're gonna be able to pull that off. Alright, so empty as we go, trying to not take the head off here. We're just going to see if we can sneak over into the sunflower field here. Tight squeeze getting through here, but we'll make it. Get that turned on, start scooping up this. There we go. Big sunflower field. This should yield quite a bit. 90% yield bonus, I believe. Something what we're looking at. Probably looking at lime in this field for next season. We'll turn around, up and down, yes sir, and send it. Hopefully we'll get to work there without too much problem. Down to the last two fields that we have to work, I think. Or did we have 5? What did we have? 1, yeah, 2, 3 are already in the bag. 4 and 5 are coming up complete. So what really will be our biggest harvest month by weight for sure. The sunflowers here, we are going to shove as much into the fuel, our diesel production as possible, and then we're going to sell whatever is left out of that. Speaking of diesel production, we did get quite a bit more fuel out of there. We went from 20,000 liters of finished diesel to, last I checked, we were right around 90,000 liters. So we are going to have a diesel fuel load to sell this month, so we are going to have to pick up some equipment for that. So still some new equipment and lots to sell by the time we end up selling everything off. I would anticipate we are going to be really in the black again, and even though we've picked up this ground and we haven't even gotten it ready to farm yet, we are probably going to be looking at another ground expansion pretty quick. Yes, we will have some more equipment to pick up in there, and we may pick up some more equipment. We could pick up another combine just to make things easier, stuff like that. We'll be coming into that area, though we are going to need probably more garage space and stuff like that if we go down that road. So a lot of options coming open for the farm. I know we are going to be stockpiling a little bit of money here as we go into the winter months, getting ready for our next spring harvest. And that's kind of where we're going to set up some new fields for next year. So if we get enough money, we may be acquiring another large field to get that set. All right, that said, let's turn around and go ahead and jump in and move this corn along. We are going to turn around and go dump that down into the grain. Our tortilla creator, if you will, grain. It's kind of a grain mill bakery. We just call it a big house bakery, you know. But we're going to turn around and get this down there so that we can get this back to dump at one of the other fields anyway. So we have gotten a warning here on the capacity, 80%. Trying to get to that there before it completely fills up. See what we can do. Our trailer here only going to hold the 250,000, so we should pretty much fill the whole trailer right up. go just under completely full, so we are just going to turn around and take that up and sell it, as we're going to need this this trailer and tractor in there with the sunflower to get that dumped, and then I think we'll just turn around and buy another trailer specifically to turn around and go along with the Colossus vegetable root harvester there. We'll go pick up something that fits with that kind of capacity, I think, a little better. So we'll swing this in here. We don't have a use for sugar beets currently, so we are just selling everything. We did know that when we planted it. 2 months away from the high mark. We're not going to turn around and worry about storing it. We're just going to sell it all off. This was just kind of designed to be a profit field for us this year, so hopefully we pull a decent amount. 136,000, and that looks to be just the first of many buckets. So I'm anticipating probably at least two or three more of those. We're probably going to be in the almost $500,000 range coming off of that field. We'll just have to see actually where we get up to. This one we'll turn around and park in there, and then I think we'll try to we'll park it for the sunflower unless we can just unload that right away, and then we'll turn around and grab another trailer for that other field over there and get that staged for when that has to get dumped next. So we did turn around and pick up the new trailer. As you can see, we did make the cover turn around and match the vegetable root harvester. So we did turn around to make the capacity on this one a crazy, unreal 1 million liters. Not as big as it can be. It could still be bigger. We just turned around and went with the 1 million because that's going to let us pull more than one dump on the big 250,000 liter capacity harvester here. So it should make things significantly faster and easier for us, less trips off the field, which is kind of what we're looking to do, you know. All it does is turn around and take 4 trips of our other trailer and turn them into one. So again, just saving time and effort, which when you have the single player, or when you're mainly playing single player, makes things a lot easier. Go. All right, that looking nice and empty. We'll just get this pulled off. I don't know how that was 80% full. Maybe it wasn't that tractor. It may have been this tractor over here that we got the warning on. We'll just have to take a look. It certainly was, as this one is just about to fill up. Probably not going to make it to the end of the row, so we're going to have to back that one up and be a hassle. We didn't get up there in time. Obviously, buying up the root trailer, that's kind of what I was focused on, and just kind of spaced off. The sunflowers, though, that definitely covered a fair amount of ground. Turn around and take a nice look at the field on the overhead there. Got the head row all the way around and a good chunk of the field there. So we'll just park this here, and then we'll back the combine up quick there. That way we aren't wrecking field. Alright, swing that back here quick. 50,000 liters of the black sunflower seeds there. Going to be nice and valuable by the time it runs through industry for sure. Though I have a feeling we're going to have a pretty good chunk of this field to sell off along the way. So this should turn pretty profitable as it goes too. This month we're actually going to have quite a bit of harvest to sell. So we'll take a look at sunflowers. Yeah, we're selling towards middle high, so we are just going to go ahead and sell it. No point in storing it through the dip. Let's just go ahead and offload it now. We're pretty close to market high enough. So whatever we cannot stick down into the diesel production, we don't use it in our bioplastics, unfortunately. So it is just going to go into diesel, and then the rest is going to be sold. And then still selling off the root crop or the sugar beets is going to make us just an absolute boatload of money. So by the time the month is done, we should be sitting pretty profitable. So here we come, swinging in for the last of the sugar beet harvest. Should work right there. See if we can get this unloaded. There we go, working out just fine. Again, this is just going to be a field that's going to get turned over, so no hurry on this field. Turn around and pack that up. Shut that off, get that one home. This we're just going to turn around and take directly to sell. So 643,000 liters on here. Obviously it would be a couple of trailers full, or quite a few trailers full, depending on the size of the trailer, which is why we upsized that so much for that harvester. Is going to be just cash runoff for us this month. There you get a good look at the sunflower field underway. Did that just fill up? Oh, it did just fill up, but it didn't. No way. Just emptied that. Bring that in, get this dumped. Should see a good profit number here. Even though they are cheap by volume, we got a lot of volume right there. $362,000, so cannot complain about that one at all. About $500,000 in total coming off of the sugar beet field, so that was definitely a profit field to plant. Sugar beets, a good way to go. Even if you avoid running them through the sugar mill, as that takes so many pallets of sugar to offload. So we're going to turn around and run this stuff back. We are just leaving the cotton harvester up there. We're going to have that cotton field next month to harvest, so we'll get a few of these pieces of equipment put back and then just keep working on the sunflowers there. So here we are with the first of our sales for the month. While we're finishing up the sunflowers, we are going to go ahead and try to sell our products. So this is our Gorgonzola cheese, which, we actually sure sold it off at the alternative place there, $284,000. So obviously the cheese is great. It's too bad we don't have enough cows to actually turn that out every month. But on the months that we do get to run that, certainly a nice bonus. Then we'll turn around and go ahead and get this loaded up and ready for sale. Alright, the last of that is loaded up. We will throw the straps on there, obviously, for safety purposes. As not exactly the neatest stack on the planet, but it's definitely going to get the job done. Yeah, $30,000 for delivery truck, and it definitely makes that back every delivery we make. $190,000 on there, so about $450,000 in products sold still so far. We do still have the apples over there, and these, so we're gonna turn around and just push all these over, as we've gone through that process plenty of times before. And then here we are with just the last of our sales, some apple juice and some apples. Actually, we want to take those here. So unstrap there, 53,000 more, and then we do actually have to jump up pretty quick here and get this dumped, as we did get the warning on that one, so we'll get a look at where we're at with that too. That's going to conclude our product sales. We are still going to have sunflower to sell, so we are still going to make some money this month. That does conclude the rest of our product sales. Of course, that already putting us to the $2.5 million mark. So obviously the farm making plenty of money here this month. And I guess we still will have the trailer with sunflowers to sell, and then we also have to pick up a tanker to offload some of the diesel that we have made. So we still will have actually quite a bit of money coming in this month. The end numbers should actually be pretty impressive from where we started for the month for sure. So we'll get that set up here, and then yeah, we'll probably take a look at buying the tanker equipment for offloading that diesel. So we are here with the new truck pulling out. We did turn around and grab a new tanker trailer to go with it. We are going to get 100,000 liters of capacity out of this trailer, so going to turn around and take it over. We may end up using this trailer for slurry as well, although I don't know how I feel about doing that yet, so probably not. We are taking a wrong turn here. These tanks actually were not super expensive, so $58,000. We'll probably just pick up a separate one for slurry on the wrong block, go figure. So we will turn around and get this into the diesel, which should at least let us sell off whatever we had in there while we're still working on the sunflower field up there. Hear the Jake brake on this one. Alright, so pull it in here. You can turn around and unload this in bulk, or you can also have it drop barrels for trailers. We are going to just turn around and have this one for bulk. We'll go ahead and turn that off and save the fuel. Light set on this truck is awesome. Gonna turn around and just save the fuel while we are filling up. Turn around and come in here. We'll take a look at our diesel production. Yeah, so sunflowers definitely needed. We're out of that, so that'll be good to get that going. We have the sunflower in there, or soybean in there, and not a lot of canola left, so that's almost gone. But we did produce over 90-some thousand liters. We'll see the total once it all gets in here. Gonna take a little bit to get this one filled up, so we'll let that go, and then we will head out when we're full. We are all loaded up now and ready to roll, so we could turn around, obviously offload this into our farm stock, but honestly we sell it for more than we buy it for, so we are going to just turn around and offload this fuel and just buy it directly to our tanks on the farm. Saves us from actually having to deliver it. This is just going to be profit load, which should be a pretty profitable load. Oh man, left the delivery truck right in the way. That's okay, we can get around that, not a problem. Here we go, offloading. AI worker is full, so we'll have to go up and empty that directly right after this. As you can see, the money just piling up. There we go, $543,000 worth of fuel, and really we got that over like a couple of months production. So that is going to be a huge one. Obviously, big crop go in there, but that's going to pay off in the long run. I mean, up to now, that's all it's paid off so far, and I think we've had that building in there for quite a while. But once we can actually start feeding it properly with material, I think that is going to definitely be a beneficial production to own, is what I'm looking for. We will just take you out of the cab quick. offload that. What's going on? Now that we have all of our sales and all of our purchase, the tractor trailer combination that we bought was around $180,000. The semi there is around $130,000, $135,000, something like that. Not the cheapest option, obviously, that we could have gone with, but they look good, they sound good, they have plenty of play options on them, so you can do different things with them as you go along the way. So this, I think we are definitely going to fill up. So what we'll do is we'll run this down, we'll stock as much into the diesel production as we can, because that's the only place it's going. So honestly, we'll stick what we can down into the diesel production, and then I think we are just going to offload. In this case, this year we'll just offload it. In the future we'll probably store some more around, but we know we're going to plant some sunflower next year, so we shouldn't run into too much of a stock problem. So we're just going to fill it up and then sell the rest. So we'll run down there, dump it, and then we'll come up, gather up whatever is left and get that sold off to finish out our month. Alright, and here we go. This is the end of the sunflower field here. Turn around and see if we can get this offloaded. No. Can't do it. And that should work. So we'll turn around and get that parked there. Jump over here. And offload that. Just a quick little dump there. 151,000 liters. Plus we did get the diesel storage, or the diesel production is packed full. I wonder if we could sneak by on that side. I don't think I dare try it with these big wheels. And I don't think we can sneak through that way. I think we're going to have to go around. Yeah, you're just going to turn around and work around. So we'll get around there, and then we'll get to dump it. And then we'll get to dump this one. Just swinging it around there for the last sale of the month. This should do it. Going to bring us to our month-end totals finally. 151,700 we're selling here. Sunflowers, I don't anticipate this to break the bank or anything, but gonna be a nice little, wow, actually way better than I thought. 340,000. Oh wow, actually, yeah, way better than I was thinking, actually. So certainly a contributing factor. I mean, we started around, I don't know, I think we were down to 850,000 or something like that after buying fertilizer, and a couple million to the profit. If we turn around, actually that is what we're looking for. We'll go in and look at our finances there. 182,000 in new equipment. That was mainly the truck and trailer for transporting the diesel, the bigger tanker that we definitely needed. Turn around and vehicle running costs. We did do a significant amount of repair, nowhere near as much obviously as the month we painted and sold off everything, but $7,000 in vehicle maintenance. Have the standard property income there, but then we do get into the 900,000 in products sold. Obviously the big increase there, you can see where the diesel just added to that, massively threw us over. We're going to be into that million plus soon. Excuse me. And then you can see where the big kicker comes in there, the harvest income at 1.7 million. So I mean, looking at 2.6 million just out of those two categories alone. So the farm definitely rocking in harvest month of October. I think that pretty much leaves us to be done with all of the stuff. I don't think we don't have anything to plant, as I think we're now past all of that. So what we have planted with wheat and canola, I think, is all that we're going to get. And then we have one more field next month that we're going to end up grabbing before we make the big switch over to seasons. But I think for our harvest month and our biggest harvest month actually so far on the farm, we're going to call it a win. Say thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions are free, but they sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day.